All right, guys, we are live. Hey, everybody. I'm Brad. That's Mike. We're Dallas Geek. Welcome back. Mike, how you doing today?
I am good, Brad, especially since we are talking about what we are talking about today. For those of you that don't know, that's right. It is Bobby Bonilla Day. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody.
The who and the what now?
Wait, what?
Bobby what?
Oh, you know what? This isn't the sports podcast. That's a, you know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who the heck you're talking about. And I'm sure there's a decent segment of people out there that'll be very offended by that. But
Bobby Bonilla was a baseball player that the Mets signed to a contract in which basically every July 1st they would pay him $1.19 million. He hasn't played since 2001, but he is still getting paid. The contract actually runs until 2035, so there's an inside joke for baseball fans that every July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. So happy Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody.
Okay, I mean, sure. Well, I don't even know how to transition from that, so we're just gonna jump in. Guys, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time checking out the show, thank you. We don't know how you found us, but thank you. Please do not forget, if you have not already, please be sure to follow us over on Facebook and like the video. And of course, like the video and subscribe over on YouTube, because, you know, that's always helpful for the algorithms to please our Google overlords.
I thought Disney was our overlord.
Shh. We're getting to that. And then, of course, if you like our videos but don't always have time for our videos, you can go check out our live streams and interviews in audio form over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. So there you go. Yeah, the necessary shilling is out of the way, and of course, the last gasp of begging, please notice us, senpai. We would love you to sponsor us if you ever do pay attention. 5 Hour Energy, you are the lifeblood of the show and the only reason why I at least have survived for about the last 7 to 10 years. So,
what you're saying is that today's episode is proudly sponsored by.
Wishfully,
I can't legally say that, can I?
Wishfully could be, but not currently. But you know, they want to. We're open. Anyway, with that,
and we are not above, you know.
No, I mean,
begging for free stuff.
Oh no, and free 5 Hour Energies, I'd be willing to pathetically shill on their behalf as often as they want, because seriously, literally the only reason why I've survived the last 7 to 10 years of my life.
So I guess the question would be, is there any more kind of, can you shill for something not pathetically?
I'll do whatever they want if they're willing to send us a free product.
Ooh, Brad, that's gotten you in trouble before. We don't need to talk about the Tijuana incident.
Like I said, free product, I'm open. Anyway, on to the mouse.
On to the mouse. Praise be to the mouse.
So, for those of y'all who have been paying attention to our show up until now, we've been doing an ongoing segment called Does It Still Hold Up?, where we go in and we take a look at very popular movies from the past, anywhere from the past 5 to 10 years or 30, 50 plus years, and we see if that popular movie from back then would still be popular with today's movie-going audience. And today we finally decided to potentially get on the wrong side of the mouse and go after one of their beloved Disney princesses, because it was going to happen eventually. So why not today?
There was always going to be a first victim. There was always going to be a first Disney movie that we were going. In fact, when a little bit of insight for you fine folks at home. When me and Brad were texting which movie we wanted to do for this episode, Brad threw a couple of the live actions out there, and I said, no, if we're going to do this, we have to go after something sacred.
Yeah, so the animated classics became the only options available. So, to start things off, we are going to go with one of maybe the most beloved princesses from the classic era, Ariel and the Little Mermaid. Now, we know that this is not always going to be favorable opinion, and there are a lot of Disney princess fans out there that would more than happily eat us alive for even discussing whether or not it could
let them try, Brad.
Less than
let
popular.
Them try.
But, you know.
Yeah. If you have a problem, get over it. Go watch somebody else's show.
Yeah. So, Little Mermaid. Mike, what are your thoughts? Would it still be popular? If it came out for the first time today. No nostalgia, no rose-tinted glasses, no nothing. Just brand new. What would you think?
Well, so it's actually funny that you say that because I hadn't seen it in a while, so I actually got up early this morning and actually watched it. And holy hell, has it not aged well. I think if I had to spark note this movie, I think it would be hormonal teenagers should never get to make choices ever.
Wow. Okay, there's one way to put it, I guess.
Sorry, did I get a little too real for you there, Brad?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of the explanation behind half of the classic Disney movies, though. So, I mean, if that's really going to be the rule, it doesn't really seem like it would leave room for any of their big names. You know?
No, there is one Disney princess that is far above that crap. She carries herself with elegance and class and dignity, sir.
She's a queen, last I checked. What are you talking about?
Who? Ariel? Ariel's a princess.
No, the one you're talking about that holds herself with class.
Which one are you talking about?
Elsa?
No. That Iceman knockoff can get her crap out of here.
So this isn't the moment for the Idina Menzel love? Okay, gotcha.
Oh, Idina. I do love me some Idina.
But I'm going to go ahead and guess we're talking about your preferred Disney princess.
The best Disney princess. Yes, the best Disney princess. In the best Disney movie ever made.
Anyway, so you think this movie would just be seen as a hormonal teenager making dumb decisions and wouldn't have a chance of being popular today?
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was very unfair. Dumb hormonal teenager making horrible decisions and cheap knockoff of Poseidon father making even worse decisions.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and she's a redhead and she has no soul.
Wow, we're going there.
Hey, I thought the whole point of this was to get all the fanboy and or fangirl rage.
Well, I know at least one redhead friend of ours that would take issue with that particular statement, but you know, I'm sure she'll hunt you down and kill you later.
That's fine. Hey, as the kids say, I want the smoke.
Do they say that though?
I do. I'm in my 30s. I don't know.
Did they ever say that though? Honestly.
Yes, actually.
Well, fair enough. Shows what I know. So I actually have to take the differing opinion on this one. I think that, yes, there are definitely some illogical aspects to the movie, but I think that's just kind of par for the course with any movie that is based on a fairy tale. There's always going to be certain nuances to it that are intended to be kind of flawed, you know, because there's supposed to be a lesson that's learned from it. And I think that because this is based on a well-known fairy tale that's been duplicated over the years, over and over and over again in some form or fashion, the essence of it would give it a shot no matter what era it came out in. This particular version, I think, would work anyway because the very family-friendly way that they present it would play well with the family audience right now.
So, I don't know if it would survive in the current ultra-feminist environment that we live.
Okay, you're going to have to elaborate on that one.
Well, so Ursula literally tells her, I'm going to take your voice because all you have to do is stand there and look pretty and a man will fall for you no matter what. And she listens.
But isn't the lesson learned from the movie that that's the wrong assumption to take into your adventures in love, and that she actually failed when she tried to do that?
Well, right, but the fact that she was dumb enough to fall for it in the first place.
Okay, well, I can definitely, I mean, there have always been certain critics of The Little Mermaid, especially recently, that have picked out Ariel as one of the first choices of Disney princesses that was less than favorable with certain modern housewives, for whatever reason. And, I mean, honestly, I don't get it. Like I said, I actually genuinely like the movie, but I mean, I could definitely see where certain aspects of the movie would be problematic, but I don't know. I think anytime you're going to be having talking animals in there, and musical numbers, it's going to automatically make a massive portion of the audience just kind of ignore any other problems with the movie. Just make it popular.
Don't even get me started on Flounder. That frickin' waste of space.
Okay, whoa. What's your issue with Flounder? I mean...
That he was completely worthless and they should have just turned him into dinner 10 minutes into the movie and called it a day.
Okay, why is Flounder worthless? I feel like I need to hear this one.
Did we not watch the same movie where dude's literally having to get his ass saved every time you turn around and brings literally nothing to the table?
But isn't that isn't, you know, Flounder in distress better than Damsel in distress?
Nah. I think I would have taken Damsel in distress over Damsel being really stupid. Just saying, Flounder's like, what's an analogy I can use here? Flounder is like Stiltman from Spider-Man. He's completely useless, he's there. Yes. You go over the red.
I wasn't expecting a Stiltman reference today. Okay.
That's why you keep around, Brad, because I keep you on your toes. I keep you on your toes, Brad.
Continue.
That's all I got. He was completely useless and was a waste of space. I mean, he brought absolutely nothing to the table in terms of actual plot development. He was there to sell toys.
Okay.
So Flounder essentially is the Batman and Robin of The Little Mermaid.
Okay, how is it that you've used the Stiltman reference, you've used a Batman and Robin reference, but the easy go-tos right now with the Harley Quinn series of Kite Man and Condiment King haven't even come out of your mouth yet? Honestly, I feel slightly impressed and ashamed all at the same time.
I wanted to go with something that, you know, happened, you know, not 2 minutes ago.
Okay, fair enough. Uh,
By the way, sorry, speaking of Batman and Robin, R.I.P. Joel Schumacher. That was, that kind of sucked.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta say, if there was ever a Disney movie that would have drastically benefited from not having the dead mother trope in there and actually having the mother present would have actually helped the story, I think this is probably the best example.
So I'll push back a little bit on that. I think it made more Ariel who she was because her sisters, like, well, that was the thing too, is like you didn't really see any kind of familial bond other than what she had with her father.
Sure.
I don't mind the mother not being present. I just wish we would have known why.
Well, it's Disney. Because, you know, the mouse said so.
Well, I get that the mouse said so, but we got Bambi's mom was off on camera. You're gonna tell me that we can't get like a quick 10-second...
How many other Disney mothers have had their mysterious non-existence explained to us? Bambi's mother being killed was actually one of the few points of story continuity that we got in that regard. I mean, the more complete parental storyline that we got than that was from Tarzan and Frozen, where we at least got to see what the fates of both parents were there. I mean, other than that, you got nothing for everybody else.
No, Lion King.
Fair. No, yeah, but that one didn't even have a dead mother, though. That was just a dead father, and that was, well...
Well, right, but still, it was a dead parent. Okay, so I guess we should just do the dead parent trope.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, sure. Although, if we're gonna be honest about Lion King, Mufasa was asking for it. I mean,
he was.
He was asking for it. He had a conniving brother that he was aware of and just kind of ignored him. So...
Right.
Yeah,
well,
I'm going to throw it out there. Mufasa deserved to die if he was willing to just let Scar be Scar and not keep an eye on him.
Well, right, and let's be honest, too, it kind of is his fault because he did, you know, star in an animal-based version of Macbeth.
Sure. But actually, so, going back to something you mentioned at the beginning of this, I mean, a lot of the Disney classic movies have actually gotten live-action remakes.
Yeah.
And there have been rumors going around for a while that Little Mermaid's coming up. An exact date hasn't been given per se. There's been an approximate date-ish, and a general casting that is kind of going around, but nothing has been officially confirmed. Last I checked.
Wasn't Chloe Grace Moretz originally going to star in it, and then she pulled out because it was in development hell?
Well, that's the thing. Every time we think we get an announcement about the live-action remake for it, nothing's ever solid, and then it kind of fades off into non-existence, and then comes back around, and then fades off again. And I think in a way, the fact that this movie wasn't one of the movies that was an early live-action remake for Disney may say more about Disney's faith in its acceptance by a modern audience than anything else. I mean,
so the only, I guess
they've had movies in their classic lineup that came before and well after Little Mermaid that have already gotten live action remakes. Mulan has already gotten a live action remake, and it came out how many years after The Little Mermaid? I'm just saying. I feel like
probably, I think 10 years, right?
I feel like there's... If Disney really had faith that a modern audience could accept The Little Mermaid today as is, it would have already been up for grabs on the live-action remake schedule. And the fact that it hasn't may actually negate any argument that we have to say yes or no to it ourselves, because I think maybe Disney's kind of already unofficially made their mind up on it anyway.
So I guess I would push back on that with... It could just be that they're trying to figure out how they want to actually make the damn movie. 90% of it takes place underwater. So are you just gonna have them on a green screen, a la Avatar, or I guess Aquaman?
Well, no, and that's the thing. Aquaman visually looked good enough that I don't really think anybody would have a problem if Little Mermaid had the same kind of aesthetic.
So what did you just say? Aquaman looked what? You didn't say it looked great. You said it looked good enough. You think good enough is good enough for the mouse?
I mean, fair.
Look, you can say that their live action remakes. Look, you can say their live action remakes haven't had the magic that the originals had, but damn, they looked good. But they've looked good. They've had high production value. They've all been beautifully shot. They've all been picked. Directors have been picked that actually did. In terms of like actually making a film, they're solidly made films. They just don't carry the magic of the originals.
Sure.
But that's not to basically crap all over them and say that they're bad movies.
That's fair. Well, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if we have all that much more to contribute to this, because we have the options of no, it would not hold up today, because you have some severely outdated tropes that are at play in the movie. You have some severely you have a segment of severely narrow-minded parents that have already been speaking out about Little Mermaid for various reasons, but then at the same time you have the timeless story that's being told. You have the fact that a anime Disney musical with animal friends never really bombs in the box office.
Right.
So, I mean, I know you say it wouldn't hold up. I think it would.
Yeah.
And Disney, it seems like they're kind of on the fence with their faith behind releasing it fresh today. So we'll see if their faith exists beyond just the original release or not.
One thing we can agree on, though. One thing we can agree on, the music and the score was pretty damn good.
Oh, fantastic. But with that, guys, thank you for joining us. Please don't forget, down in the comments below, question of the day: what do you think? Would The Little Mermaid hold up today with a modern audience if it came out for the first time, or do you think it would just kind of fizzle? Please tell us down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, don't forget to share this with your friends. We'd love to get their thoughts on this too. And back to the necessary shilling that we always have to end on. Please do not forget, if you have not already, to follow us over on Facebook and like the video. Like the video and subscribe over on Facebook. YouTube. Good lord. YouTube. And if you like our stuff but don't always have time to be able to watch the videos, you can check out the audio for our live streams and interviews over on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play, and Stitcher. So, with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and until next time, I'm Brad, that's Mike, we're Dallas Geek, and see ya.